It seems surprising, doesn't it, that the US president would deploy all those resources, fly on Air Force One 13,000 kilometers in each direction to Hanoi for a summit where, the groundwork doesn't seem to have been done ahead of time.
Well, you're right that it sort of flies in the face of classic diplomatic strategy. But in this particular case, I think that Trump was actually well enough briefed on the big picture that trying to establish a rapport with Kim was worth it. Because let's face it, we're putting a lot of pain and hurt on the North Korean economy. Sanctions were imposed in 2016 and 17 that have led to about a 50% reduction in North Korean trade. The North Korean economy is still afloat, and it's partly privatized, and it's got some good innovation, but it's not going to grow fast without access to the outside economy. And so if President Trump is going to sustain that kind of pressure, I think it's actually useful that he have this rapport with Kim so that we don't wind up where we were again in 2017 with the kind of insults and brinkmanship potentially bringing us to the cusp of conflict. So I don't mind this apparent waste of presidential time. By the way, if he had stayed in Washington this week, what was he going to do? He was going to tweet about the Michael Cohen trials, which if some of your followers in Europe are sparing themselves from this American travesty, they're very wise, because it's ugly and it's not clear what productive work is going to be getting done in Washington this week in any event. So I don't mind the investment of time, but I do think it raises the obvious question of where we go from here. I don't think that I or President Trump, especially President Trump, has thought through his answer to that question. But as for sort of letting Kim Jong-un know that we're not going to sign up to a lousy deal and that President Trump can't be easily sort of, brought into that kind of a bad arrangement just for the sake of bragging rights or his pursuit of a Nobel Peace Prize or re-election campaign talking points, I think it was good for Kim Jong-un to learn that directly by realizing that Trump would walk. So I have no major complaints about what happened this week.